compassionate, hardworking student who consistently strives to do her best in all things. Her positive outlook and kindness are truly admirable. She leads by example and demonstrates unwavering determination in everything she sets her sight on. For the past 3 seasons, Kenya has participated in the Girls on the Run after-school program at Lake Myra, where she fully embodied the program's core values. Girls on the Run is designed to inspire girls of all abilities to recognize their inner strength and build meaningful connections, and Kenya exemplified these principles daily while living the 7 habits. She thoughtfully enjoyed making new friends across grades 3 through 5, helping lead the way to the 5K race this past month. Additionally, Kenya is a phenomenal role model for her peers, specifically choosing Habit 8, find your voice and inspire others to find theirs to live by. Kenya appreciates that Habit 8 speaks to creativity, inner strength, and self-love, and then using that foundation to help others find their own voice and passion in life. We are incredibly proud to celebrate this extraordinary young leader. Miss Kenya is a shining example of leadership, passion, and courage, and it is our absolute honor to recognize this exceptional young lady. Well, that was sent to us by the principal of your school. And we are very proud of you. You certainly are an exceptional young lady. I enjoyed meeting you and your mother tonight before the meeting. I was very impressed with the things I read, and spending time with you, I realize all those things and more are true, and I'm confident you're going to do great things. So we're very proud of you. Good luck in middle school next year. And then she's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For our invocation tonight, we're going to hear from Ben Lambeth from the Wendell Council of Churches. Well, actually, Wendell Council of Churches, but Wendell Christian Church.
Actually from Wendell Council of Churches also, but
Yes.
specifically from Wendell Christian. And before we pray tonight, I would like to just make a couple of quick, brief comments. You know, in the Old Testament, it's the story of Solomon. And as he replaced his dad, King David, he didn't ask for prestige, anything like that. He asked for God's wisdom. And God gave him that wisdom and all of the prestige that went along with it. Here in Wendell, we have a mayor and council that is also seeking God's wisdom in requesting prayer before the meeting tonight. In the New Testament, Jesus speaks of the shining city on a hill. I remember a few years back when I was flying a little more, you could come into a large metropolitan area and you certainly could see those off in the suburbs, the distances. Those of you who have flown, some have seen this also. You could see those shining lights of the cities that were brighter than the others. And though we may not have a hill here in Wendell, I believe that because of the wisdom our mayor and council members have, we are that shining, bright city. And anybody can see the blessings that God has bestowed upon us here in Wendell, anybody that looks. So without any more discussion, let's pray. Let's open with a silent prayer first for everyone to ask for God's wisdom as we meet tonight. Now, if you'll join me in prayer. Almighty God, Master of the universe, and our little town of Wendell, right here, we humbly seek your advice, your guidance in our meeting tonight. Please enter our hearts and minds as we prepare to make the decisions that must be made. Guide us in everything we say and do, and we will give you all the credit and glory. And Lord, we thank you and we praise you for Wendell and its leadership here. And we pray in the holy and precious name of Christ Jesus, your Son and our Savior. Amen. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for being with us tonight. Are there any adjustments to the agenda?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make the motion that we move agenda item 3E, which is a proclamation recognizing June 2026 as LGBT+ month, from the consent agenda, and place the item on administrative items for decision as agenda item 6D as in David.
Okay, anything else? Does your motion include to approve the agenda other than that?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we have the motion to approve the agenda with the change to move item 3E and make it item 6D. Is there any discussion of the motion?
Is that 6 or 4? Aren't they usually in 4?
Mayor, I can put it in 4 if you want me to,
I don't
but
have
I-
an opinion. I just was,
The difference is the consent agenda and administrative items are items for decision of the whole board, and 4 is the mayor reading her proclamation, not the board. So it allows the board to maintain the right to vote on the item and show support, if it so chooses.
Okay, so we have a motion to move it to item 6. Okay. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda with the change of moving item 3E and making it item 6D. Is there any further discussion on the motion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Give me just a moment to make some notes so I don't forget it. Okay, now we'll move into our public comment period. The public may participate in public comment at town board meetings by signing up at the podium on the night of the meeting. And you can do that in person, and you have 3 minutes to speak, or you can submit written statements via the email to the town clerk, as long as they are received by 5 p.m. on Friday, the Friday before we meet usually on Monday. Please include your name and address, and those comments will be read into the record for the length of 3 minutes. We have 2 people signed up tonight. The first one is Ava Silver. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. One second, sorry. Okay. Good evening. My name is Ava Silver, and I'm honored to serve as Miss Wendell's Teen 2026. I'm a recent graduate, and this fall I will be attending North Carolina State University as a member of the university's honors program. But through this year, I've had the privilege of representing a town that has long been special to me. My grandparents live here in Wendell, and through appearances, community events, and service opportunities, I've had the chance to experience firsthand the strong sense of community that makes this town so unique. Serving as Miss Wendell's Teen is about much more than wearing a crown. Through the Miss America opportunity, I've been given a platform to serve others while promoting scholarship, leadership, and community impact. It's an opportunity to take a passion and turn it into meaningful action. My community service initiative focuses on clean water education and environmental stewardship. One of my earliest memories are walking along the beach with my grandfather, carrying 2 buckets, one filled with shells and sea creatures we discovered, and the other filled with trash we collected along the way. Those walks taught me that if you love something, you take care of it. That lesson has shaped the work I do today. Through educational outreach, community cleanups, and advocacy efforts, I work to help young people understand the importance of protecting our waterways and natural resources. What began as a childhood lesson has grown into a mission that allows me to serve communities across North Carolina, including right here in Wendell. As I prepare for Miss North Carolina's teen, I am grateful to represent a town that invests in service, leadership, and the next generation. Thank you for creating a community where young people are encouraged to step forward, get involved, and make a difference. It is truly an honor to wear the name Wendell across my sash. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your support. I look forward to continuing to serve this community throughout my year as Miss Wendell's teen. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person signed up is Carly Peters.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and all of the other lovely distinguished guests that we have here today. My name is Carly Peters, and I'm deeply honored to serve as your Miss Wendell, the older counterpart to Ava, 2026. I'm currently an MBA student at the University of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, their Keenan Flagler School of Business. And I also maintain a full-time position at the Fortune 500 financial technology company, S&P Global. I moved to the Tar Heel State about 4 years ago after completing my undergraduate degree in California to build my career and my future. And after these 4 years, I can confidently say there's truly no other place that I would rather be. The title of Miss Wendell is a calling to serve. As part of the Miss America organization, I represent what we call our 5 points: style, service, scholarship, sisterhood, and success. These are values that I carry with me into every school, every community event, and every conversation that I've had as your representative. Through our mentorship program, the Carolina Stars, I work to pass these values to the next generation of young women. Serving as Miss Wendell has given me a platform to make a real difference right here in Eastern North Carolina. My community service initiative is called Money Basics 101, and it is very personal. When I first moved here, I somehow racked up about $20,000 in credit card debt, which at the time was more than half of my annual salary. I was terrified, did not know how I was going to get out of it, and I had to scramble to find the free resources to figure out what I was going to do next. When I graduated high school in 2018, personal finance education was not a high school graduation requirement. It is now, but we have a lot of work to be done to make sure these kids are remembering the lessons they're learning 4 years after graduating college, much later than when they're learning it. But good news is I paid off every dollar, I did build an emergency fund, and I purchased my first home. That journey changed my life, and it's exactly why I refuse to keep this knowledge to myself. The Money Basics 101 stands for budgeting, adjusting, saving, investing, committing to your plan, and then sharing it. Through volunteer opportunities with SECU, Coastal Credit Union, and Junior Achievement, I've been able to make a difference right here in Wendell. At both Wendell Middle School and East Wake High School, I have facilitated the reality of money exercises where students are given backstories, paychecks, and then expected to figure out how to fit all of their daily living expenses into that budget. And let's just say a lot of them have to come back to trade in their souped-up F-150 for a used car a lot of the time. I also developed a free Excel budgeting worksheet that is available online for everyone, and I have a goal to have it downloaded by 10,000 people nationally by the end of 2027. For Wendell residents, this initiative means access, free tools, free workshops, and a community that talks openly about money without shame. 2/3 of Americans currently don't follow a budget, and we can change that starting here. I want to sincerely thank you all for fostering a community where young women are encouraged to lead, serve, and step forward. This is a town that invests in people, and that means everything to someone like me who's trying to now pay that investment forward. Thank you for the time and privilege for serving as Wendell's ambassador. We hope to see all of you support the future female leaders of this community as I crown the next Miss Wendell in October. And if you ever need a sparkly hat to add to your next community event, please give us a call. As I continue on the road to Miss North Carolina in just 2 short weeks, I promise to represent this town with the integrity, passion, and purpose that it deserves. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move to our consent agenda, and since I feel like we already approved it, but it might have been a bit convoluted with the changes that we were making to the adjustment of the agenda, and let's go ahead and have a motion to approve it as it was adjusted.
Motion to approve as adjusted, Madam Mayor.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Just covering all of our bases. All right, move into our recognitions, reports, and presentations. And the first is item 4A, recognition of Lake Myra Elementary School teacher Caitlin Lacey. Can Miss Lacey come forward? I always say I like people to come to the podium so I can sufficiently embarrass them. Caitlin Lacey is an outstanding extended contact support teacher leader whose unwavering commitment to her colleagues and the success of every child shines through in all that she does. She is a champion for children, an ally and advocate for our families, and an exemplar of teacher excellence. Her heart for her students, her willingness to step in to support her teammates daily, and her professionalism even on the most hectic days are truly unmatched. Ms. Lacey's positive attitude and enthusiasm for teaching, paired with her steady dedication to enhance instructional practices, meet the needs of every learner and are truly contagious. Her peers consistently praise her deep knowledge in special education, her innovative approach to supporting individual needs, and the invaluable guidance she continually provides. Whether celebrating a student's first time mastering a self-regulation tool or guiding a nonverbal communicator to express a need, Ms. Lacey treats every milestone as a major victory. They are major victories. Her work directly elevates the quality of student learning and builds teacher capacity, fostering an environment of growth and excellence. Her influence extends far beyond the classroom. Ms. Lacey's dedication to the school's mission and vision is evident in her tireless efforts to empower both her teammates and families. She transforms intimidating IEP meetings into collaborative, celebratory spaces where families feel truly heard, respected, and supported. Ms. Lacey's colleagues describe her as embodying both passion and compassion as she skillfully meets our students right where they are. It is a privilege to honor Ms. Lacey for her commitment to the Lake Myra school community, and she is truly the best of the best. Well, I had the biggest smile on my face when I read this, when I first received it. We're so very fortunate to have you here in Wendell, and we wanted to recognize you and bring you here and thank you for everything that you do for our kids and our families here in Wendell. So thank you very much for that.
Well, thank you so much for all the kind words. I'm really grateful to work in a community like Wendell, especially at Lake Myra. It's a amazing school with very supportive admin, wonderful families, and I have the best team of instructional assistants. So we'd love for y'all to come out and visit and see what we're up to and see all the wonderful things our special learners are capable of.
Invite me. I'd love to come.
We'll have lots
I'll
of
come.
events in the upcoming
Okay.
year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. All right, we don't have no public hearings scheduled for tonight, so we'll move into our administrative items. And the first is item 6A, Downtown Improvement Grant for 37 North Main Street for Max Restaurant improvements requested by applicants Kathy and Peter Dara. Mr. Coates.
Yep, good evening, Mayor and board members. Tonight before you is a downtown improvement grant for 37 North Main Street. The applicants are here, Kathy and Peter Dara. And the request, I'll go over their request. Downtown improvement grant is for areas within our downtown that have the DMX zoning or in the brighter yellow area of the future kind of downtown. Grants can be used to repair or replace facade materials, windows, doors, and other architectural features of a building. It also gives some bonus points to highlight to use the second or third floor stories that are usually underutilized. And also encourages the creation of new commercial kitchens and restaurants, which is the case for this application. They are proposing to create a restaurant in what is currently used as an event space on Main Street. For the purpose of our grant, buildings must be more than 10 years old. This building was constructed in 1924 and has had a variety of renovations and additions over the years. The applicant did receive a $5,000 grant for facade improvements in 2022. This grant request is for the commercial kitchen upgrades only and does not include any facade work. They have not begun work. They have applied for a building permit. The applicant's proposing to install a commercial kitchen with hood, fire system, and sprinkler upgrade, gas lines, additional plumbing, electrical, and some other building updates. This does qualify as a Tier 4 grant, which means we must have a grant agreement signed between the applicant and the town, as it's a Tier 4. And we have done quite a few of these now in the downtown. Grant award for a Tier 4, it's max up to $50,000. Their estimated construction, taking the event space into a restaurant's $130,000. They would be eligible up to $50,000. And as always, for those watching at home, this is a reimbursement program. You must show us the receipts, finish the work, complete the building permits before you're reimbursed for the work. Here's the grant matrix for the scoring. We do automatically give 15 points for the creation of a restaurant. I'll let the applicants talk about the kind of restaurant they're creating in the space. They have been longtime business owners in the downtown with a variety of businesses. This did go before the the Downtown Development Commission. They did not have quorum, and so they could not make a recommendation, but those in attendance were supportive. And the applicant did provide estimates, which were in your packet. Grant approval process, this is the final step in the grant procedure. I can field any questions you have at this time, but the applicants are here as well.
Okay. Anything from the board?
I would, and this may be for the applicant, but I would just like to hear sort of a little bit more of a deep dive into sort of current facility capabilities compared to what the capabilities would be. You know, that's sort of the concept behind the grant. So like what doesn't exist infrastructure-wise in downtown that will exist once this project's done? Within the building.
Okay. I'll have the applicants come on up.
Presently, it's an event space, and years ago, we had planned on making a restaurant there, but we thought an event space would be easier given our advancing years. We were wrong. We would like to bring a restaurant to the downtown, complementing the fine restaurants that are already there. I guess scope or deep dive as far as what how the facility would change. So presently, there is no kitchen in the facility. So a kitchen for the size of the restaurant would be substantial, and it will be. It will incorporate a corner hood in the back quadrant of the building. That would be complemented with, underneath it, all of the requisite kitchen appliances. Hood, electric, plumbing, gas lines, everything that would be necessary for that. A couple of the other rooms that are there presently will be prep rooms. They will also incorporate a complete dish washing area that's very necessary for it. And all of the other things, refrigeration, a substantial amount of refrigeration necessary for it. In addition to that, we would come forward into the building, and there would be a bar area. That would be, if anyone unfamiliar with the facility at all? Okay, so in the front area, against the brick wall that I guess is on the southmost side, there would be a bar area that would be roughly 20 feet long, I think. Coming back into the wall is about 9 feet. All of the needs of a bar would be there.
We do have a floor plan if you'd like to see it.
I think you've covered pretty much everything that and honestly, I could have said this out loud a little bit more. Part of what I was thinking was with y'all owning both of the buildings beside each other, like in theory, they could fully operate separately. This isn't, it's not as much of like a merge in the 41 North space into
No.
this space. They're two distinct things.
They're two separate entities completely. Presently, the coffee shop operates full day. That will be abbreviated to just be a breakfast, lunch, and then dinner will just be the Max restaurant after my wife's father, my father-in-law, who's a
I
character.
wondered if the name was significant.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Was his nickname.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Anything else?
Okay. Anything else from the board? It's always exciting to me to see businesses succeeding and then expanding.
Thank you.
So I'm very excited to see that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for making the investment.
Okay.
Continued investment.
Yes,
Thank you.
continued
We appreciate
investment.
it.
Thank
Any
you.
any other questions? No?
I don't think so. All right, anything else from the board? Any questions for Mr. Coates? Okay, do we have a motion?
Good. Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve downtown improvement grant for 37 North Main Street for Max Restaurant, requested by Kathy and Peter Dara, in the amount not to exceed $50,000.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to approve the downtown improvement grant for 37 North Main Street for Max Restaurant, requested by Kathy and Peter Dara, not to exceed $50,000 in amount. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No. All right, thank you all very much. Item 6B is appointments to the Planning Board, Downtown Development Committee, and Parks and Recreation Commission, and I think we may add some more on there after. We're going to hear from, the clerk's going to help us with that. Well, I think it's she wasn't prepared for it. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening. So tonight, you are going to be asked to appoint one member to the planning board. That is an in-town position. 4 members to the Downtown Development Committee and 4 members to the Parks and Recreation Committee. The town clerk facilitates this process for the Board of Commissioners. Recruitment began in February of 2026 and ran through May 15th, 2026. Applicants were informed of the process and were invited to attend tonight's meeting, to meet the board beforehand, or to reach out by email to introduce themselves if they so wished. The board will vote for appointments on separate ballots for each advisory board and then print their name on the ballot. Appointees will be announced once voting takes place, and then all citizens who applied will be notified whether they were appointed or not. The Planning Board, ETJ, the Board of Adjustment, in-town and ETJ, and the Appearance Commission are all still accepting applications, as there were not enough applications received yet to move forward in making those appointments. So for any citizens watching, if you are interested in any of those, they are still available. Our website online has a super easy to fill out application, and you can submit that, and then we will bring those appointments back as soon as we can.
Great, thank you.
I do have a clarification. We have listed on our flyer 5 vacancies for downtown development. Just to confirm, how many slots? You said 4. I thought we were placing 5.
Yeah, just one on that front. There are 5
It should be
shown
5. That's a typo.
Okay.
on the actual list. The website
Yeah,
list.
it's 5. So that up there is a typo.
Just
I
want to
apologize for
clarify that.
Thank you. So first, we'll be doing planning board. I also do want to point out that there is one name that was marked out that was added on air that is an ETJ applicant. I believe he came and introduced himself to you tonight, so shout out to him for coming to that. He so far is the only ETJ application, so please send in your planning board ETJ applications, but his name has been marked out. Okay, so our new planning board member with the term expiring of June 30th, 2029 is Daniel Howe. So next, we will be doing the Downtown Development Committee. And for this one, you are going to pick 5. Okay, there's 5 of these, so this will take a little bit longer.
It's okay.
Mayor, may I? If this takes a second, I just want to let people know here that, there's a lot of applications and a lot of qualified individuals. And I just say this so you know, some people didn't know they could select more than one particular board to serve on. So don't think of it as a no. Think of it as there's one spot and there's 35 or 40 applicants. There are other ways to serve. There are a lot of civic groups in Wendell. The Rotary Club comes to mind. The Wendell Historical Society comes to mind. The East Wake Education Foundation. So don't take a no and be discouraged. When I first got here, I was discouraged when I didn't get a yes. And after perseverance, I'm sitting here today. So take that as something to learn from and find a way to serve. There are a great many ways, and the mayor, I'm sure, can tell you, and all the people up here can tell you, and there's a great many ways to serve the town of Wendell, not just this particular board. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, so for our Downtown Development Committee with terms expiring June 30th, 2028, our new members will be Bernie Wooten Jr., Dylan Scowen, Emmanuel Wilder, Lindsay Myers, and Star Brantley Jefferson. And then give me 1 second. A lot of people applied for multiple, so for the Parks and Recreation, I'm going to mark out the people that were appointed so that you don't vote for them. Okay, and last one will be Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so we have a three-way tie for the third and fourth spot. The first two people appointed will be John Hutzelboyette and Nicholas Kuhn. I am going to hand back your ballots, and the choices will be Aaron McCarthy, Cormac Brett, or Chase Joyner, and you're going to select two of them.
Yeah. Okay, so. Commissioner Honeycutt, is yours the ones that you like double circled? Yes. Okay. Well, he circled the first time, so.
I circled the first time. Process and procedure, you know. I think that was my golf score, like a snowman.
He's really, he's going on a roll tonight, isn't he?
Okay, so the third appointee will be Cormac Brett. And for the last position, there is, again, a tie. So I'm going to give you back your ballots, and this time, I guess, like, underline their name to differentiate.
Or buy it.
Yeah. So so Cormac Brett was appointed. The options now are Chase Joyner and Aaron McCarthy. Fingers crossed last time.
Can I get audios for you?
Okay. Is yours the person with the arrow?
And underlined.
Okay.
Yeah, let's, there's a checkbox for a reason on round one.
This is the third round.
There will be a ballot audit later.
I will have them. They're public records.
Forgot I have
So
subtitles.
the fourth person will be Chase Joyner. So just as a reminder, for the Parks and Recreation Commission, with the term expiring June 30th, 2029, will be Chase Joyner, Cormac Brett, John Hutzelboyette, and Nicholas Kuhn. And again, if you applied and did not get appointed tonight, we do have the other applications that you can still apply to. So the Planning Board and Board of Adjustment, ETJ, Board of Adjustment in town, and Appearance Commission in town are all great boards, and we would love your applications for those as well.
Thank you. All right. Thank you to everyone that applied. There's still spots open. Please continue to apply. We'd love to have you, and we'd love for you to come in and work with us. Item 6C is the fiscal year 2026-2027 Town of Wendell budget ordinances, fee schedule, and pay plan. Mr. Collins.
Do the walk-up song.
Oh, yay.
Good evening. So you'll be asked to take 6 actions or 1, or any combination therein, depending on the will of the board tonight. You can make all those motions as one motion. The attorney gave the thumbs up. So if we're in agreement, that's the simplest, quickest way. The total all-in budget for fiscal year 27, which runs July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027, $65,627,993. This represents a 12% increase over last fiscal year, primarily due to design and construction of capital projects. When you borrow and bring money in, it tends to increase the budget, as well as just inflationary costs of services. We face inflation like everybody else. Ad valorem property tax is recommended to remain flat at 42 cents of $100 value. So no increase in the tax rate proposed. The link, you can find all that you'll ever want to know about local government budgeting at our town website. Under the finance department, you can see past years, you can see audited statements. There's more there than, unless you're an applied mathematical science major, you may get into it, but you're welcome to learn about anything that we do. The ordinance was provided. There was a technical correction. Thank you, Commissioner Ingalls, for catching a year typo on there. All that's been updated for approval in the packet, not the original packet, but the one online now. Our general fund capital project and utility fund ordinance are also found in that section. One fee increase to highlight is the increase of solid waste fee from $28 to $30 per month. That provides general trash, recycling, yard waste, Christmas tree pickup, special debris pickups, leaf service, downtown business container service. So there's a lot to that. That's set up as a separate solid waste fund this year for transparency. The other change in our fee schedule deals with stormwater. That's for a residential fee that's going from $75 to $120. So 80% of our properties are residential in nature, so they'll see that change per property. Unbuilt properties will not have a fee as they have in the past. And commercial properties are charged based on the amount of unimpervious service on their property, how many equivalent residential units are there. This provides a means of charging people based on the amount of impact they have on our stormwater system, and reduces the amount our single-family residences are subsidizing non-residential use of that service. Our number of positions go up 9 positions in this coming fiscal year. We implemented a pay and class study in the past fiscal year, so there's that incorporated an increase for cost of living allowance already, so that wasn't needed, but to prevent compression in our pay scales, there's a 3% in-range adjustment. Let's see. Top 3 challenges in our budget, which we've started many months ago, as y'all know, is maintain our people first commitment, provide excuse me, for sustainable core municipal services and capital needs as we grow. We spend a lot of time on our organizational culture, and we're proud of our turnover rate being under 10% for a small organization that requires significant effort. It also requires significant policy support from the board, so staff thanks you for that. Looking at the positions, you can see a lot of them are tied to growth and also preparation for a potential merger with the Wendell Fire Department in the FY28 budget. Not all the $65 million is in one place. General fund, capital fund, that's multi-year larger capital projects, debt service fund, the new solid waste fund, our stormwater fund, and then transfers between the funds to account for cost of one fund to another. If I do work on stormwater, my time is billed to the stormwater fund, and that's a transfer from the general fund where I'm funded. All I'm going to say with this slide with all those numbers is your policy is keep that number in the bottom right above 40%, and it's above 40%. Glad to show the math or discuss that with whoever wants. Another thing is legally, there's only so much debt margin we have. We're nowhere close to your debt margin. The financial advisor Davenport clearly laid out to y'all in a lengthy presentation why that's so and how we can afford our borrowing plan for the next 5 years. This is the short list from the capital fund of some of the larger projects that are moving in FY27. There's a total of about 65 projects in our capital improvement plan. People are welcome to go and look online at the full list of projects. The town is really achieving a lot right now in leaps and bounds. So if you have a question of whether or not the town is doing something or working on something, let us know. And it brings us back in a quick manner to your decision tonight. Y'all know that this really started a couple years ago with creating a strategic plan for some of y'all. For newer members, it might have started in January with getting budget information and data, work sessions, one-on-ones, public hearings, and that brings you here tonight for consideration in a manner consistent with state law. Happy to answer any questions you may have on the budget.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? They've all been asked 100 times, I'm sure.
As usual, I get sick at this time of the year because of the last 6 months of effort, so.
Worn yourself down with the excitement.
It's my favorite time of the year. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for that acknowledgement.
It is his favorite time of year. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor.
Good job. All right.
Madam Mayor, I'm happy to make a motion if there are no more comments. I will just confirm with the town attorney that we can do so in one motion.
Absolutely. I'd recommend reading each one of them.
Okay?
Just the title, not the entire document.
My voice is good, so I'm here for it. Okay, Madam Mayor, I'm pleased to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2026-2027 Town of Wendell budget ordinances, fee schedule, and pay plan. This motion is to include all 6 actions listed. 1, motion to adopt fiscal year 2027 Town of Wendell budget document. 2, motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 budget ordinance. 3, motion to approve the general fund capital project ordinance. 4, motion to approve the utility capital project ordinance. 5, motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 fee schedule. And 6, motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 pay plan.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to adopt the fiscal year 2027 Town of Wendell budget document, a motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 budget ordinance, a motion to approve the general fund capital project ordinance, a motion to approve the physical capital project ordinance, a motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 fee schedule, and a motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 pay plan. Is there any discussion on the motion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right.
Thank you, board, for that vote of confidence in staff. Thank you, staff, for all your hard work that got us to this point, and thank you, board, for considering your next item.
Thank you. All right, wait, let me turn my page back. All right, item 6D is a proclamation recognizing June 2026 as Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Pride Month. I've got it in a fancy folder. Okay. Whereas LGBT plus Pride Month is celebrated nationwide in June each year, and whereas this month was chosen to commemorate and remember the victims of anti-LGBT plus violence and recognize ongoing efforts to end gender-based discrimination, and whereas despite great progress, LGBT plus Americans still face discrimination simply for who they are, and whereas the town of Wendell stands with the LGBT plus community in the struggle to ensure equal treatment for all, and whereas Executive Order Number 24, NC Reg 958-962 through 962, which was issued on October 18, 2017, established policies prohibiting discrimination, harassment, and retaliation on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity or expression in state government, state services, and state contacts, and under the jurisdiction of the office of the governor. And whereas Executive Order Number 24 directed the Secretary of the Department of Administration to create the Commission on Inclusion to identify additional policies and measures that promote diversity and inclusion. And whereas the Town of Wendell Board of Commissioners adopted a resolution to enact an ordinance prohibiting discrimination in public accommodations and employment on February 14, 2022. And whereas the town of Wendell strives to make our community a place where all people, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression, are treated equally. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Wendell Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim that the month of June 2026 as LGBT plus Pride Month and commend its observance to all citizens. Duly proclaimed this the 8th day of June 2026, and it's signed by me. And I was told there were going to be people here to accept it, but I guess that if they would like to come and have it and take a picture, we can do that if anyone wants to, or we can do that later after the meeting, whatever anybody would like to do. So I'm happy to accommodate whatever anybody would like. All right. Moving into our Section 7, Other Business, update on board committees by town board members. We have one tonight, Central Pine Regional Council, Commissioner Deloach.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Great discussion this past meeting. Actually broke out into some small groups, which is not a normal thing, but we had some discussion. Ironic that it was on incivility and how that impacts town staff, town boards, obviously electeds and employees of the town. And the timing honestly couldn't have been any better because we did have some conversation as a as commissioners, we've discussed this. I know that I've discussed it individually with different folks. I've had conversations with staff members as well, and I've actually talked to folks in other municipalities and county governments, just about how it's tricky, I guess is the right word to use maybe, but it was a survey sent out to the members of Central Pines, and so we presented the findings, and just the data suggests that there is a widespread issue with incivility as far as people coming into town hall or sending emails or social media related items. And I guess I'll leave it at that for now, but I will be reporting some of that data. We've asked for that, and I think it was eye-opening and very enlightening and certainly informational for folks to realize. And I had the conversation earlier with one of the citizen board applicants just about, how it is to serve on a board, and there's no greater way to give back to my community than to be a public servant. Some things are written off sometimes as, well, you knew what you signed up for when you agreed to do this. And in some cases, that is 100% accurate. Does not give permission, I guess, wholesale permission to say and do some of the things that we are seeing now. But again, I'm in no way trying to get on a soapbox, so I will present the data. I thought it was interesting on the timing because we had just had a conversation about the same thing. But great meeting, and I was paired up with a county employee, an employee of the actual regional council that helped put the survey together. So our goal at Central Pines is to try to figure out how to come up with some ways to, informational ways to let folks know that there are some issues and they can be handled a little differently from staff perspective, from elected perspective. But anyway, we'll circle back on that. But it was a good meeting, timely meeting, and obviously had an impact because normally you don't get an update that long. So there you go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll move into our commissioners' reports and stay with Commissioner Deloach.
All right, I get to keep talking. Handful of things tonight. Corinth holders. The baseball team and the softball team advanced to the state championship. Both teams came up short, but 8A, if you're not familiar, in North Carolina, there are a lot of divisions. They are one of the larger schools in the state, so they compete in the 8A division. So both the baseball and the softball teams were runner-ups. Exciting games, exciting finish, and pretty cool to see. It is a Johnston County school. It is a Wendell address. So congratulations to those young men and women. Great accomplishment. Wanted to make sure that we recognize that tonight. Also, they are purple and gold, and they are Pirates. So there's that. And I had 2 children that went to Corinth. So excited for them. Next thing, Hurricanes. I did not rock my Canes gear tonight. Next time we have a board meeting, we will be Stanley Cup champs. We have the signage throughout town. There are watch parties all over town. It's really cool to see. So I'm the guy with the flag. I've got the signs. I don't have an HOA, so I can do that. I don't get beat up for that. But I will say that, obviously we've got Canes fever in our house. So good luck to the Hurricanes. We're pulling for you. Tons of folks in Town Hall and around town that are big Canes supporters. June 17th, if it comes to it, that is Game 7, but that's not why I'm saying that. There is a first responders breakfast that is happening at Universal Chevrolet. So big event that morning. We'll be there early cooking. Well attended every year. Gives you an opportunity to come out, have a free breakfast, a very good breakfast, I might add. You know, lots of county folks, sheriff, fire, EMS, police, from all around, not just Wendell. So come out that morning if you are a first responder. If you want to support, I'm sure that there's a way to do that. Contact Universal Chevrolet. So that is the morning of June 17th. And other than that, Mayor, it's that time of year. We just have lots of stuff going on. It's really cool to be in all parts of town, just seeing the things that are going on. You hear me say it all the time. I mean, literally sell Wendell all day, every day. And there's just a lot of great things going on. So take the time, visit the local shops, spend the money, come to town, do the things, come here and watch the Hurricanes. If you can't pay a ridiculous price for a ticket, we'll sell you a great meal and you can enjoy yourself here. So that's all, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
There are watch parties all over.
Everywhere.
I did the siren at one Saturday night.
I know, I heard that.
Kind of killed it.
I was kind of jealous.
Yeah, it was pretty great. It was pretty fun. So, all right, Commissioner Benson.
Okay, yes, I also have a few things to add tonight. First of all, I wanted to share my appreciation for everybody who stepped up, applied for a spot on one of our citizen advisory boards. It is not easy to step into one of those spaces, especially when you have kids at home, you know, other things going on, but it shows how much you appreciate and are looking for change. And I'm really, really inspired by the amount of women I've seen that have applied in recent years. Minorities, we need the representation in these spaces. So I am very, very grateful for everyone who has kind of stepped out there and said, hey, I'll serve. Please continue to find those spaces to plug into, because we still do need you. We still do need your voice. Second, it kind of goes into it. So Gandhi once said, be the change you want to see in the world, right? It's a very often used quote, but I'm really inspired by the change and the way that our citizens in Wendell and also around made a point to be downtown this weekend. We had some of our small businesses were kind of putting their hand out and saying, hey, community, we need your help. And that's just really inspiring to see everyone recognize how much good there is downtown. Our small businesses are the backbone of this community and what we consider Wendell's charm, and we have got to pour into them more. There is so much happening in that little strip downtown. There's so much that can be done downtown. And I would really encourage everyone, whether you're from Wendell or you've got visitors, keep bringing them downtown. I know it's sometimes hard to get downtown, but it is so important for us to maintain that those businesses in order to kind of keep Wendell. You can't go anywhere else and find those specific businesses, so that's part of what makes us special. I wanted to thank town staff for pulling together and passing this budget. I think I'm proud of it. You know, it's the first one I've voted on, right? But there was a lot of work and research and thought and planning and pride put into it. So kudos to everyone that had a piece of that. It's a really big thing. And, I mean, we passed that budget a lot quicker than the state of North Carolina did there, so anyway. Just going to say that. Also, I want to thank the town of Wendell for recognizing the LGBT plus community. It's a really important thing that we show that Wendell is for everyone, and everyone deserves to feel safe here, loved here, no matter who you love. We're all God's children, and we gotta love each other and watch out for each other. And I think that wraps it up. So, thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Even.
Nothing else to add tonight.
Thank you, Commissioner Honeycutt.
Nothing from me, Madam Mayor, thank you.
Commissioner Ingalls.
Not much, but I would largely echo what Commissioner Benson just said. And another thing that I was really encouraged to see in the applications to our various boards was a lot of newcomers. Well, there are a lot of newcomers in Wendell. I mean, we're the fastest growing town in the state, and therefore, there's a lot of people who haven't been here very long, and I was excited to see that a lot of people are jumping right in and looking for a way to get involved, which is, that's something that, we should be very proud of and excited about, because, it's one thing to grow, it's another thing to grow and, with people who are happy to be here and want to make it, their long-term home and someplace that they can really help to shape. So I was really encouraged to see that. And other than that, I think that's it.
Thank you. I have a few quick reminders of things that are going to be happening before we meet again. One of them is the next Meet on Main is going to be June 19th from 6 to 9. The band is Crush. So this is the last one before September because they take off the hot months, which they should. I'm really glad they do that. It's really hot down there to sit outside. There are going to be food trucks, and that evening, in recognition of the semi-quincentennial, I've been practicing that word for quite some time now, the kids area is going to be free. So bring your kids and let them just have a big time down there in the bouncies and all the things that go on with that. And of course, like I said, there'll be food trucks and things like that. So also, quick reminder to join us. I say it every time, and I will until we have it, on July 2nd at the Wendell Community Park for our America 250 celebration here in Wendell. We're going to have a golf cart and bike parade that will lead into the park. I believe that's at 6. The parking lot will open for parking at 6:30. The main event band will be playing at 7. Enhanced fireworks will be at 9. I believe there are going to be some crowd performers there during your wait for the fireworks to start. There'll be food trucks and things like there have been in the past. One change this year is the only entrance in and out will be right out front here at Landing View. 3rd Street will be closed because of the bike and golf cart parade. So you need to come in and out through Landing View. Any information that you want, you can get at townofwendelnc.gov/fireworks. And all the stuff is on there. It's going to be a fun time. I can't wait. And I hope I see all of you there. One other thing real quickly, at the next Meet on Main, if you haven't gotten your free T-shirt from the Wendell Museum, those folks will get me if I don't plug them. You can go by there during Meet on Main and go through the museum and get the free T-shirt, and it's really a cool shirt. So I highly recommend that you do that. They had an event last week, and it was highly attended. They ran out of shirts, and they've ordered more. So please come and get your free T-shirt, and you can wear it that day on July 2nd. Last thing, I'm really pleased about the budget adoption this year. There's no tax increase. We are made a lot of really smart decisions and accomplished a lot, and it's all in furtherance of our strategic plan. It's not just willy-nilly put things out there. Maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that, and I'm the queen of the willy-nilly great ideas. I know that, and the town manager will tell you that. He ain't gonna say anything, but I am. I always go, well, why don't we do this? But every now and then, they placate me just slightly.
I think he's saying something now, he just can't see his mouth move.
Yeah, well, see, that's why he's wearing a mask, so he can't laugh at me tonight. But it's very purposeful, and it's very specific and ordered, and I like things to be like that. I don't like things to be all out of hand, and I'm very proud of it, though, and I appreciate the efforts of the manager and the finance director who's sitting in here with us tonight, and all the department heads and town staff. They work very hard to make it happen, and your work makes all of us look better. So thank you for that, because it's not about us. It's about the citizens and the things that y'all do to help us meet their needs. And that's very important. I appreciate everything that y'all do. So thank you, Mark, and everyone. Thank you for that. So excited that we passed it, and here's to another year. Great things are happening in Wendell, and I hope that if you have a crazy willy-nilly idea, just let me know, and I'll try to make it happen. I'll aggravate him with it, if nothing else. So I believe we need to have a closed session. Do we have a motion to go in closed session?
Madam Mayor, I move the board go into closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143, 318.11. We're going to do A5 related to property.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and if anybody wants a picture, come on up here. You can do that.